Since turning 28 over 5 months ago, it has been a life changing experience for me. Literally, the day I woke up and I was 28 changed everything. I woke up that day and decided to change my closet first. So I wanted to get rid of any clothes that seemed childish or outdated or wouldn't reflect the woman that I want to be today and the clothing that I want her to wear. I decided to take a break from social media and YouTube and doing all the quote unquote influencer things and try something new, which was literally all these things that you see in the video that I had planned to make some type of a video on, but never got around to doing it because I knew I had to film it. So, what did I do? I filmed a short clip and I finally decided to try all these new things in my life that I had been putting off for so long. I also got really serious about thinking about my finances, maybe not actually acting, even though I'm trying to act on it right now and do the proper things, but setting up a plan, setting up goals, really thinking in depth because when you're 27, it's kind of like, oh, haha, I'll do that eventually, I'll do that in the future. But when you really think about it and you're hitting 28, you're like, wow, I am so close to 30 and nothing that I wanted to do is even done and I'm not even a real adult. So it's time to get serious and it's time to start planning how I want to save my money into individual into savings categories, which would be titled like emergency fund, clothing, car, cats, just little things like that. That way, whenever I need something for whatever is going on in life, because it's life and it's going to happen, boom, okay, cool. I have $40 in this part of my savings to allocate for that. Cool. An emergency fund, I have this amount. Things like that, and how much I can put into my Roth IRA. What goals do I want to have for buying a house and maybe maternity leave? Maybe I don't want to do the 6 weeks. Maybe I want to have enough money that if I decide past the 6 weeks that I don't want to do it, I can be off for a whole year. Maybe I want to save money for my pregnancy so I have enough clothes and all the things that I need. Maybe I want to save for when I have a child, my wedding, my marriage, my honeymoon, like all these different things that I never really thought about until the day that I turned 28. Essentially, on this day, my mind started racing and spiraling, and I actually started to think like an adult and think about all the important things in life that I never really once thought about because it seemed so far in the future. And now the future is literally today. And it's crazy to think that it's already been 5 months since this has happened. So now I'm halfway to 29. And it's just a wild journey to think about. And I really am just trying to, just like everybody else, figure out life, but be more strategic, be more serious, and really think about the future while trying to live in the present because now you go your whole life thinking, oh my gosh, I'm 18, I'm 21, I'm 23, and it's all fun and games. And then you're almost 30 and you're like, oh, yeah, maybe I guess I should plan for a child. I should plan for a house. I should plan for all these things and start considering them and thinking about them and actually going through with them. And it's just weird because you still think that you're a child. And for my whole life, I've always felt like I was told too, you're such an old soul, you're so mature for your age. And they say when that happens when you're younger, that when you become older, it reverts and you become very childish as an adult. And I feel like I always say, I'm not a real adult. I don't understand things. Regular things that are normal for surviving for regular people literally terrify me. I mean, when I went to buy my car, that was one of the scariest things ever. I had a panic attack and everything. Like, I don't know why, but regular, normal stuff that you need to do is intimidating. And that's why I really need to get serious. I think I had to turn 28 in order to get very serious about my life, especially when it came into the financial department. Now I at least have a plan. I have an idea. I know what I want, what I no longer want to do, and I'm ready to just get started, even though it's going to take time to get to certain goals. I'm ready for the challenge and I'm ready to just get my life where it should be. Now let's talk YouTube / influencing, content creation, whatever you want to call it. I have gone back and forth debating should I quit YouTube or stop doing this whole influencing thing altogether? Am I too old? All these different questions. And I think that I just need to get started with the new content that I want to do. So I love my old content, but I think it was for its purpose for the time being during that era. And now I'm in a different space and I want to do different things. And I think that I just need to get started and see how it goes and then evaluate. But yes, I've gone back and forth with should I quit? Should I keep going? is this not for me? And I think I just need to get started with this new content that I want to put out first before deciding that. But yeah, I've gone through it and my mental health has been telling me quit, start, quit, start. So yeah, that's kind of why I've been gone too. I wanted to make sure I actually really wanted to do this and that I was doing exactly what I actually wanted and it wasn't just something I thought about and wanted to do for a month. And they say that clutter can also affect your life, so I wanted to make sure I did all the projects that I've always wanted to do. I always wanted to really deep clean my house. I wanted to wash the walls, wanted to do my sewing projects. I mean, all these things that I never got the chance to do or thought I had to film. I wanted to get those knocked out and actually complete them and see if I want to add them to my life. And it was actually really satisfying and it made me feel a lot better that everything physically looked a lot better. That leads me to my next subject of health and diet. I really want to start getting on a healthy-ish diet. I'm not so strict about the diet, but at least the working out part. They say people that work out actually live longer. So that's something that I haven't started yet, but I really want to start. In this video towards the end, you'll see that I did try to do a little bit, but again, that is probably one of the hardest tasks to get started on, and I'm really going to try to be strict on myself here soon as it's really important to me. I also had to take the time to essentially take a little class, go back to school type of vibe. I had to complete my nationals and my Arizona State license requirements, and this was a whole new task for me. There are so many things I feel like it's just unspoken and you're supposed to know about the whole nationals process and even the Arizona State. I had to do 3 hours of opioid for them. I had to do 1 hour of patient safety for nationals, 1 hour of pharmacy law for nationals, and then I did the 20 hours. I actually did 21.25 hours, but I did way more pharmacist courses than the technician. I guess you need 15 of the technician courses and then up to 5 of the pharmacist courses. I think that those were the numbers. And so I ended up completing it with 25.25 hours, which is really wild. But I got it done and I completed it and I learned about it this year, and so now I can share that with others. I'm really ready to start prioritizing my hair growth journey. It has been over 6 months now since I got it cut short and it is still not the length that I want it. So I am ready to showcase that and hopefully share that with you guys as well and start prioritizing that, and hopefully we can grow this thing out just like I used to before, and I can show you guys all my tips and tricks because that's something I definitely want to prioritize, along with reading. Reading has been something that is even harder now because I feel like I have like some sort of focusing issue. So I'm constantly reading paragraphs and then having to reread them because I start to daydream and think about all the other things that I need to. And that and meditation is probably the hardest things, to stay still and focus on one thing. Now, say I'm editing or doing things like that, totally can focus on it, but for some reason, reading and meditation is absolutely difficult now, and it seems like it just gets harder as time goes on. Don't know why. Now, I have been starting Bible study and doing like daily devotionals and reading scriptures, things like that, and that's a little bit easier than actually the reading portion because I feel like it's kind of a conversation I'm having with God. He's leading me to what I need to read, as well as I'm kind of into it because I'm connecting it to my life. I don't really know how to describe it. If you are somebody who reads the Bible or practices worship, you kind of know what I'm talking about, but definitely a lot easier than physically reading a book that isn't pertained to your life and kind of is something else, I guess. Something else that I've kind of been thinking about lately is that we need to really just enjoy the moment. And I know that that's easier said than done, but think about it when it comes to your animals, your family, your kids, whatever it may be. You and or them are not going to be around forever. So love them as much as you can. When they're all up in your face or want to talk to you, try to give them as much attention as you can. I tend to be a really busy person no matter what goes on in my life, so for me it's a little bit harder, but at least showing my animals a little bit more love, trying to call my mom when I can, trying to put things on my calendar to be able to do that so I can show everyone in my life love and trying to remember everything for them. Also, just being okay with having a 9 to 5. Yeah, I want more for myself. Everybody does, but sometimes that's okay too. You don't need to do everything, and changing up your life is also okay. getting rid of the things that no longer serve you is also something that is okay and is great for growth, whether it's clothes, old content, old friends, whatever. But just kind of really living in the moment, but also thinking about the future and just reflecting on the past, and not to spark up any anxiety or depression, but more so just to know who you are and to help develop who you're going to become essentially. You'll never know unless you try, and you'll also never know what the outcome is unless you try. But it's better than saying, man, I wish I tried, versus, oh, I tried that. It didn't work out, or I didn't like it. Things like that. So that's kind of the state that I was in and still kind of am in. I've also been a lot more focused just on picking up overtime at work and just enjoying the job that I have and being thankful for the job that I have. The pay that I make may not be exactly what I would want. I probably feel like I deserve more, but it's better than it used to be. It's better than other jobs that I've had that are pretty similar, and it's also better than maybe other people have the chance to have. Also, the fact that I can work overtime, I'm very grateful and thankful for that, and it really does help. Plus, working from home, I mean, that's a benefit in itself. On my breaks, I can do lots of chores. I could go walk, I can work out, I can take a nap, I can eat different food than if I was in the office and I would have to pack my food. I have an air fryer, an oven. I have access to a lot more things and I can just do a lot more. So, just trying to also show gratitude every single day for what I have and kind of just what's going on in my life. And instead of reflecting, thinking, oh, I wish it was like this, being more thankful of this is what I prayed for, this is what I deserve, this is what I always wanted, those kind of things. And that's also really been helping me in life, I feel like. Even though I want more for myself, just like everybody else, I'm also kind of content with where I'm at. And maybe instead of focusing on getting a new job and making more money, maybe I should focus on kind of like my little side hustle stuff and influencing and things like that. And that's why journaling has also been kind of helping me. I try to do this AM PM journal where you basically like set your intentions for the day, and then at nighttime you kind of reflect back on them as well. Same thing with my manifestation journal, but this one is more like this is the things I want to manifest that I don't currently have. And then after I kind of write those down, then I go right back to reality or real time and living in the moment. And then I actually pull out my gratitude journal, which is my favorite one out of all of them, because this is just whatever's on my mind and whatever I'm thankful for, I write down. Because again, I'm pretty sure that gratitude is what gets you through anything in life, as well as it also creates more abundance in your life because you're essentially showing gratitude for what you have. And I kind of have realized that, with clothes or the things I have in my house. I have everything that I need and I'm okay. And that's why also meditation is great too, because you're able to center yourself. I am okay. I am safe. My bills are paid. I have a job, things like that. And it also preps me too right before I do my yoga and my stretching. And honestly, even though it's hard, yoga and stretching really does feel a lot better for my body. And then it just gets me really, really prepped for when I start my workouts because I'm already stretched and perfectly ready to go. I do really want to work on my abs, so that's something that is a new goal going forward that I really want to try to do, as well as walking as much as I can while it's still nice out and not too hot. So, cheers to 28 because 29 will be here before I know it, and I will have blinked and not even noticed.